Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here from level1gaming.com. Congratulations, you guys leveled up to 165. This is the Double XP podcast. My apologies about that weird transition, but players mess up sometimes. We're going to talk about PlayStation selling a whole lot of consoles, Xbox selling a whole lot of consoles. PAx say show that proof or you can't come in. People are walking out at Blizzard Avalanche. People are showing support. We're going to get all into that in just a few moments. I'm starting with the introduction. What did I say?
Avalanche.
Activision Blizzard. I apologize. Avalanche, y'all cool, baby. Just keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all good. It just started with the introductions. The man is not on mute, and the man with the clamps. Citizen Snips.
Honestly, I'm so hyped that I didn't forget to unmute myself. I don't even have much of an intro for y'all. Me not being muted is the intro. So let's go. I'm ready. I'm hyped.
Next up, if your DMs is full and your email, you need more space, somebody trying to get a hold of you. It's communication director, level1gaming.com. Baron J67, what's going on, Chief?
Man, folks, just make sure to send that response email. Just go ahead and check send. And then go into your sent box and make sure that it was sent. It fixes so much. But we're here to talk about video games and show support for those folks walking out. Because, yes, walk out, shut it down.
Next up, my right hand, man. Slim Hugger, what's going on, sis?
What's good, y'all? I'm not feeling great, so I'm not on camera, but you can enjoy the illustrious, beautiful panel we have tonight. Everybody's looking extra fine, extra handsome, and I just don't know what to do with myself. We're here to talk about people being bleh, things being awesome, and, gaming just being what it is.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to do what? We saw
it's basically, if y'all have ever seen Caddyshack, the gopher. It's the gopher.
Next up, DALLAZ.
Man.
He got me. Half a second.
Finally, for once in my life, I went at something, because the show as hell wasn't Road Company this past Friday. God damn it, I said I would play. I didn't say I was good. Once again.
Hear me?
But look, right along with Snips, I probably hold the number 2. Like, I don't have the world championship, but maybe the intercontinental title for speaking while muted. So congratulations to me for actually knowing what I'm supposed to do this time. Also, what's happening, y'all? I'm ready. Let's get it. Wait. No. Also, because we can't let this just pass and not actually mention it on air. How about the fact that Fame was on Podcast Unlocked? How about the fact that Fame was on IGN? Just kicking it.
Not just that he got there and then he still came back to be here with us. I thought he was gone for life. I thought he'd be like, I don't know y'all.
Man, just imagine if Professor X Imagine if
But he
Professor
came
X
back.
legs work. That's what could have happened
Yeah.
had Fame let the fame, pun intended, go to his head. So I'm ready. Let's get it.
It's all about the Phoenix, baby. Hey, before we get to our family member / guest, Dallas is back with the Funko, the king of Funko Pops. Is back with the Funko Pops video. I'm gonna put that description down below. Make sure you guys go check it out. And also, Flo Hugger had an amazing Chernobylite review. She has a written and a video review. Check that out. It'll be in the description down below. Next up, last but not least, he's not a guest. He family. He can walk in the kitchen, get whatever you want to drink. Drink out the milk jug if you need to, fam. Just don't put your lips on it. Hustle and motivate. Who stay hustling and motivating? What's going on, Chief?
I'm good, man. I have to give myself a moniker. I think I am the Uncharted God. I might be Chloe's baby father. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is I'm streaming the whole Uncharted series, and boy, am I having a blast, man. I am having a blast. I'm gonna watch my language while I'm on here, because boy, I don't watch my language during my streams. If you want to know what I'm talking about, you follow my channel, and just make sure the kids ain't watching, because boy, I curse like a sailor. You know what it is? I feel like every time I stream, it's like I'm kicking it with y'all. And that's just what it is. But when I do the videos, it's, hi, everybody. My name is Hustle and Motivate. I hope you all enjoy your day. I am in such a wonderful mood. And that's how I get. I just get like that. But I'm always happy to be here. Let's see. I am amongst family. I would never put my lips on somebody else's milk carton. That is disgusting. My father raised me better than that.
I mean, I don't drink milk, so you good.
Yeah, I don't even
Hey,
milk.
I don't drink milk either. I know what it's made of. Won't even.
Listen. I
No, thank you.
bust down on some milk, bro. I wish a cow was over here right
leche. Bro, leche is a major
I'll pour
sort
some
beverage
in
in my
some
home.
cereal, and just so no heathens get it twisted, that means the cereal goes first, and then the milk. Okay.
Isn't that the
I
only
don't
way
hear
you
nothing else.
supposed to? That's the only way you're supposed to do
There's
it.
some
you
heathens that
drink
put the
milk
milk
then?
and then the cereal.
You drink milk then.
But I haven't had cereal in since the last time I ate those, and I didn't even eat it in a bowl. I ate it like a snack, pretty much. It's been years.
Well, Baron said we get down to the
CLOs
leche.
were good though.
Hey, real quick before we get started, Fame, I told you this behind the scenes. I'll tell you publicly. I'm proud of what y'all doing, man. Don't let up
Appreciate it.
on nobody. Don't let up on nobody, dog.
Appreciate
You know,
it.
you got certain ones who may have thought differently, like, oh, well, they ain't nobody. No. Now it's time that you put your flag in there. You put your flag in the cement. You like, nah, we level one over here. Sometimes because you got to flex on people to let them know. Sometimes you gotta let them know, and that's not the arrogance speaking. That's hard work speaking. That's dedication speaking, man. And we Dallas, we talk all the time, but I'm extremely proud of y'all, man. Y'all keep that up. Y'all finna
man.
hit whatever goals y'all got this year. Y'all gonna hit them. So don't worry about it.
Indeed, man. We just want to grow. We want to entertain people. That's all we ever ask for is an opportunity. If you think we whack, cool. If you're rocking with us, man, chill out every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Have a good time. But we're gonna get started with these topics today. I think it's very important to note that when this generation first began, we had a shortage in consoles, right? The people who were able to get mass amount of these consoles were selling them, $1,000, $1,500 a pop, right? And so for logical thinking, a lot of people thinking, okay, well, even though people don't have a PS5 in home, that's a lot to be sold. Didn't expect for the PS5 to be outpacing the PS4, which when it released, there was plenty to be shipped out, plenty to be bought for everyone. We didn't have to worry about people scalping, using bots to buy consoles, right? It was, you can walk in the store and grab your PS4 immediately, right? But the PlayStation 5 just hit 10 million consoles. And to put that in perspective, that isn't 10 million that went into stores. That's 10 million purchased by people in homes. Now, granted, I said a lot of those are people trying to hoard them because the PS5 is still hard to find, right?
I was about to say only 1.5 million of those were by scalpers.
There you go. But I do want to go around the panel and start with you, Baron. Like, at any point did you expect the PS5 to be outpacing the PS4, which sold phenomenally?
You know what? I think it was a perfect storm situation. The success of the PlayStation 4, the scarcity of the PlayStation 5, and then scalpers coming in buying up like crazy. So I think it created a mass craze of, as soon as one's available, I need to not only beat the guy next to me. I need to beat the dude with 10 bots trying to. So I think it created a perfect situation. Yeah. And and FOMO, fear of missing out. Nobody wants to miss out. I mean, it's why I kind of got on my Xbox, but it's I didn't think it would happen like this, but because of not the short, there's no quotation, it's a shortage. But I mean, hell, and I think a large portion of it is scalpers. I feel like most of these bought PlayStations are sitting up ready to be resold. I wonder if we're gonna see some type of like special, you can't return policy. Like I know during COVID, during the height of the pandemic, we seen restaurants, grocery stores where certain things you couldn't return like normal because people were hoard buying. So I wonder if we're going to see something along the same lines start rolling over with technology that's being hoarded for the future. But I think it's dope. I mean, I hope a majority of that number is in people's homes, active, being used. Like it sucks to think that there's so many of these consoles that are sitting up in somebody's closet waiting to be sold and shipped at a ridiculous price. It's silly.
Also, with the way people are buying up these consoles, did you expect 10 million this early?
100%. I expected it for a few different reasons. The first reason was they said over the course of the first year, this was a report that was done like right before the console came out. They said it was going to be, they said 14 million at first, and then they scaled it back to like 11 million. I knew the joint was going to move based off a few different key factors. The first factor was, we knew scalpers was going to cop that joint. The second factor was this joint was launching with Spider-Man. This is a Marvel game, so this was launching with something with a very big IP anyway. And I want to bring up the numbers for Spider-Man Miles Morales. It only sold 6.5 million, which I'm really surprised by. But I knew it was going to move anyway, and it was just based off of hype. A lot of people who I know personally, like people who I'm the contractors with, the contractors who I know where I work, they didn't buy Spider-Man. They didn't buy Returnal. Only 500,000 people bought Returnal, by the way. I don't know if that's going to be a topic later.
I was shocked to hear about
that threw me off too. I thought that joint would have hit a milli, but but a lot of people wasn't buying it for that. A lot of people was buying it for Madden and Call of Duty. And I remember being on the
Casuals.
I remember being hit. And then Iron Lords too was like, a lot of people going to buy these joints just for like 2K and all that. 2K and Madden. Mm-hmm. So we knew that was going to happen. Everybody wants the new thing. I knew the joint was going to blow up the way that it blew up. When we heard people who don't even talk about games, like Bridget Kelly, and shout out to See the Thing Is, that's their podcast. When we heard that whole like discrepancy of them trying to talk about the game, my boyfriend's on the game too long, I knew it was something special there. Like I'm
not
knew,
gonna lie to you. This might be the nerd man in me, and this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But I used to jam that right along with Joe Budden and all of that. That was in the podcast playlist. But I swear that whole conversation made me itch. Like I'm.
Well, I wanted to bring it up just because it was so popular. Like, and we know what they're doing when they do that, because we know they ain't ingrained in it like that. We know they don't care. But that was entirely my point. Like, when we saw like how the joint was moving off rip, same thing with the Xbox too, because the Xbox apparently is doing surprisingly well as well. Last month it actually outsold. It didn't outsell anybody, but it made like the most money it's ever made in Xbox's history, which is good. Which is all the growth that we're seeing is good. But I'll get back to PlayStation, man. I am not surprised. I'm not surprised, man. And the launch lineup really wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was bad, but it wasn't enough for me necessarily to get. Spider-Man was enough. Astro's Playroom was enough. Like what was the other shooter that everybody seemed to be so big on? I can't think of the name of. I can't think of it. It was the first game they did show.
It wasn't a shoot. It was a looter. Godfall.
Yes.
Godfall.
Yeah. I wasn't messing with Godfall. Yeah, but didn't we all? But I wasn't expecting that to like push it or anything. But I knew, like, when you can tell, like, when a new piece of tech comes out, it's like the Wii U sold well when it first came out, and then it slowed down. When this joint had no signs of slowing down, and then like we were all in the house last year too. That's the pandemic is another reason why all of this stuff is moving the way that it's moving too. So not that I want to credit a global pandemic to anything, but I think we have to give it a little like push because everybody was sitting in the house. There's more people streaming now that there ever have been. More people watching Twitch, YouTube now than there ever have been because we all was stuck in the house. So no, I'm not surprised by these numbers whatsoever.
Yo, before I get to the next panelist, I want to point out a comment in the chat from the Sky Crow. He said $500K for a new IP roguelike is good. Y'all agree?
Yeah.
Is it?
But let's okay, we can play this game. So we got to frame it though, because when you say it just like that, you make it sound like it's some random Nintendo Switch game that really sold well. No. This was a heavily marketed PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Nobody knew it was a
That's
roguelike
different.
until like the week it was about to be put out.
I did. There's
I knew
proof.
Yeah.
I said it. I said it here. I was like,
We talked about it with Jeff Grubb, and we were like, a lot of people
Yes,
be
we
turned off
did.
about this.
Yep. I was like, this is a roguelike, and they're doing their best. They didn't even market it as a roguelike. That's the cold part. They did not sell this game as a roguelike experience. Look, don't get me started on that, but you got to properly frame that. You can't just, it's easy to chalk it up as a big W, but not for the 10 million unit selling PlayStation 5 game, brand new exclusive. Honestly, was it the first true, like, heavily marketed PlayStation exclusive, like, new game?
It was the first new,
first IP.
Everything else was like Miles Morales
Because Godfall was multi-plat.
Multi-plat. This was the first only
Spider-Man
on
was
PlayStation
multi-plat.
5. Yeah.
Demon Souls was a remake. This, like, come on. Like, this was their first, like, big hurrah. And they didn't really push it as that either. I wonder if they would have if it would have sold more. Like,
I'm positive. I'm surprised it didn't hit a mill, dog. Like, that to me is, even though PlayStation bought Housemarque, that's wild, because they normally sell about 10% anyway. Like when we see the numbers for like God of War and Uncharted, God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us, whatever, they normally do about 10-20% of whatever the base is, right? Or however many people got the consoles or whatever. Yeah, that's a fail on their part. Now I'm glad that Housemarque got bought by PlayStation, but still, like they really could have pushed that more.
I want to say, if we take away the PlayStation exclusive factor, and we're just saying based off of this being just a Housemarque game, those are good numbers.
Oh, it was great.
If we take away the PlayStation exclusive factor, right, then that's good for $500K for a Housemarque game. Not bad. But I think when you add in how it was marketed and how it was the PlayStation game, right? It was everywhere. Everywhere you see it was marketed for. I think that's where you get the quote unquote failures. And we're gonna continue, but I want to go back in the chat here, and someone just STFU says, "But $5 million for Days Gone, which is a new IP, and Death Stranding new IP was a failure," because a lot of people were saying that the $5 million. But I guess the key difference is those games were on PS4 with 100 million so odd people with the console versus a brand new IP on a console that still a lot of people can't get their hands on. I think that's where the big difference is.
Yeah, I would. I mean, hell, you got 5 million versions of anything out there in the world. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, period. But with the whole Death Stranding thing, I remember, I forgot who it was on Twitter who brought up the point, but they brought up the point. It was who made Death Stranding. It was Kojima's first game on his own, and he had unlimited funds, and he had the whole golden treatment.
I thought it would have sold a lot more. I thought it would have been up there in God of War Horizon Zero Dawn levels. I really did.
Me too.
Remember, as good as Kojima is, there's still a lot of people like, I played Metal Gear all my life. I don't know what the hell's going on. A lot of people thought that's. I mean, they're kind of right. Death Stranding is like that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you can't say that.
I think as one of those people, I think Metal Gear, even though you can get it, you're not gonna catch everything on the first or maybe even the second playthrough. You can get it. I think people exaggerate with that. It's not Kingdom Hearts, but at the same time, it's harder to understand than Death Stranding. I think it's easier to understand than Death Stranding. Because it's kind of rooted in the real world. Like the real world is its foundation, and I think it's a lot easier to understand the Death Stranding.
Dallas, while I got you, I did want to. I was coming to you because I want to ask you. Cause we're bringing up. We brought up Spider-Man, and of course, there's Ratchet and Clank. Isn't Insomniac carrying Sony right now? Like, did Insomniac carry Sony over them 10 million? Because Insomniac for so far this gen, killing it.
I think it's safe to say they're pulling the most weight. I think it's safe to say that right now they are the Naughty Dog at this moment. I think on the side of that, I'm glad. Thank you. We needed that. We need you until Goku get here. Like, we appreciate you.
Hey, he just called it Insomniac Vegeta. I'm so done.
Or the combination of Gohan and
Now
Krillin.
tell me.
They help too.
We need that too.
I hate y'all.
We need that too. I mean, I could call Kojima right now, Teen Gohan. I think that fits.
That's fair.
Like, I don't know. The way I see it, y'all know me. I'm super simple with this stuff. Drop games I like. But I gotta give it to Insomniac for consistency, and I gotta give it to him for not only Spider-Man being as much of a banger as it was, but for it being hard enough to be able to carry over into next gen, because it was a while. Being hard enough for it to carry over into next gen and for you to drop a 5 to 9 hour game and people gobble it up. Pause.
Yep.
Paul. Hey, so I want to go to you, Snips, but I want to sort of change the topic just a little bit, but along the same lines, right? So we got 10 million PS5s sold, right? Mm-hmm. PlayStation or Sony bought Nexus, right? And we knew it before they announced that they bought them because they're getting ready to port these games over to PC, just like we all knew they would. Someone's gonna have to eat a hat because I told them it's coming to PC, right? Do you think that this pace will continue once these games start hitting PC?
Yes, I think so. Because again, it's going to be to Sony. Sony's not going to shoot itself in the foot. It understands kind of its bread and butter, and I've talked about this a few different times. From it's less important for Microsoft because Microsoft is also the PC scene. They are both at the same time, whereas Sony is, I have my console. This is the place I like to make my games. But they're now steadily starting to realize that eventually my games stop selling on my console because everyone who wanted them has bought them and they've played them, and there's a limit to how much I can sell. But then when I tap into this whole other market, it allows me to get such a more significant return on my investment because the cost of getting something ported is much, much less than the cost of designing something from the ground up. So I've already done that work. If I pay a little bit more to port it, and then all of a sudden I gain access to a whole bunch more people. And the thing about PC gaming people too is if I own the PlayStation and I bought the game for my PlayStation, when it comes out on PC, probably going to want it on my PC too. So now you've grabbed the people who didn't buy it before that always wanted to, but didn't want to invest in the console for that one game. And the people who were like, man, I really like this game so much. Because usually when it gets ported, there's something extra, some DLC added in or something a little bit extra. So they'll be like, this is convincing me to buy it again. So you're making more money at a much lower and upfront investment. So there's no downside to it whatsoever. The only people you're upsetting are the people who don't want other platforms to play the games for whatever sad little reason they have. Doesn't make any sense to me. I can't understand it, but that's the way it goes. And as far as, you know, like the console sales numbers go, I've never been like I'm awful at knowing what developer does what games or who's behind what projects. Like unless they're like the most well-known, like Cory Barlog and Sony Santa Monica, I know because, you know, he's kind of like up at the peak as far as everybody has loved the things that I've done and I've been successful for a really long time. I know him. Everybody else, like it's not against them. I don't really pay attention to that stuff as much. For me, it's more by game. Do I like game? Yes, I enjoy game. And then I kind of try and play other things I see that are similar. So the numbers themselves in terms of comparison don't mean as much to me. I don't care who sells more consoles or anything like that. But I do like seeing that these numbers for both companies are getting bigger, because that to me just shows the growth of gaming as a hobby and its popularity. And I enjoy that. because it's something I enjoy. And so if more people enjoy it, that means more people will want to spend money to make it better, and more people will want to keep spending money to keep doing it. So it's like, yay, my hobby's like being solidified as something that'll be around for a while. I think that's great.
And it definitely means that it's gonna be a back and forth of who can make the dopest shit.
Yes,
Yep.
I like that kind of competition. The way capitalism's supposed to work.
So I want Hugger, I want you to keep what I asked Kevin in mind. I want to go back to the chat here. I want to go to Gaming Vice, who says, I think the pace will continue. PC is not a console. Compared to the PC gamer has proven to be a different type of gamer than console gamer, right? And then the very next comment is where I was going next. It said, I'm curious if Sony will start releasing these games on PC day one. So, Hugger, with that being said, if we're going across the notion that these games going over to PC will not slow down the pace of the sales of the PS5, which we all predicted, because if you're a PlayStation, if you love PlayStation, you're going to buy a PlayStation regardless of who else can enjoy the game, right? So, Hugger, with that being said, if Sony sees what we all believing, that these games going to PC doesn't hurt my PS5 sales, do you think we can get those games day and date with PC?
No. And I don't know, honestly, if unless they do like a grand treatment and not like the Horizon Zero Dawn treatment, I don't want them day and date. But I think, personally, I don't think it'll be a day one thing, just to keep that little bit of competition, unless it's not a first party game. But then we already know that's not coming, or that's gonna be everywhere anyway.
So even if their sales don't dip, you still don't think they would switch to go day and date just to have that? We want our gamers to feel special. Oh no.
We might go back to the days of exclusive like skins and stuff on separate consoles, but I doubt they would. Sony, look how long it's taken them to start even thinking about getting into PC gaming. Sony's, it's going to take a while for them to even want to do that, if they want to do it in our lifetime.
I do apologize for the people watching. We did have a random hiccup there. I'm not sure what that was. I was alone for a second. I thought everybody died.
I would say too to that. I'm sorry, Bergen. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what a way to cook the books. Like, I don't think they'll ever do day one. Yeah, like it'll be an awesome way. Yeah, it's an awesome way to cook the books. It's like you do a release. Let's say they do a Last of Us, whatever. I don't know. And then you release it. It does well. It's getting all these accolades, all these awards. And then 3 months, 6 months, it starts dying off. And then, you announce PC. And you just keep stringing along. Exactly. So it would benefit to offset. Like, it really would. Like,
yeah, it's from a business perspective, the fact that I can show steady income is much more valuable than a kind of boom or bust thing, or like a feast and famine, where it's like I make a bunch of money here and then nothing until my next big IP. But if I can get, big influx from this IP just from my console sales, and then right as it starts to trickle down, big influx from that same IP because I released it on PC. Now you're stretching that money to where it's consistent, and you're not so reliant on your major IPs to say, well, we need another big influx. If this one doesn't sell, we're screwed for like the next year. It's you have that consistent, reliable, steady flow of money coming in to where it's like, we can risk a project that may not work out because we still have, this other IP that's about to hit PC that'll cover us if we lose a little bit of money.
And you could release, honestly, I could see them leaning on this to release fewer projects while still making the same margins. Like, it's like, we're over here talking like a damn finance podcast, but
let me go put a tie in.
Right. But I mean, you think about it, you would be able to stretch out your year a lot more by not saying this is a good idea. This, in all honesty, this is not beneficial to us as consumers. Like,
Baron, we already talked. We're still trying to get through our 2017 backlog, so we don't care.
Yeah, backlog city.
I'm still
in games like New World is.
Yeah, I don't understand people stressing about release dates for games. Like, give me time to catch up.
Yeah,
I need it. Please delay your game for a year. It's fine. I've got 30 other games I told myself I would play that I haven't gotten to yet.
We definitely know that PC gamers want and will play. Look at Persona 4. It's well on its way to 1.5 million sales, and it's been on there for less than a year. And if when Persona 5 goes on, boy, God,
Man.
Hey, D,
Persona
you about to
6.
make a point, D. What was that?
Oh, believe me, it wasn't a good one. I was just gonna say I'm still stuck on how Snips just said feast and famine and shit sounded so eloquent. And also on another unrelated note, Fame, you the reason why this biscuit is in this paper casket right now, and I would never eat another Popeyes biscuit.
Okay. Nah, do it right now on stream. Let's
Like
go.
I
Come on.
don't care if I got honey.
Go.
I don't
No
care
drink.
I don't care if it's soaked in a pool of freaking saline. I don't care. I
Do it
never
for the people.
I don't care if it's dropped in like freaking electrolyte. It does not matter to me. I'll never be hydrated again if I do. I feel like my pores will close up. And I don't know, man. I'll become Sandman from like Spider-Man, from like the Sam Raimi Sandman. And that's all I wanted to say. I just want to remind everybody of Fame eating a bunch of Popeyes biscuits with no drink.
Hey, before we move on to the Xbox side of this, right? I do want to go really quick on some comments made by Sean Layton, formerly of Sony, Sean Layton. And I know for a fact that I have this quote from him verbatim, because I believe it's really interesting when it comes to the fact of releasing big titles, sort of how Sony releases them day and date, not necessarily on PC, but on a streaming service. So I got the quote here. He said, "It's very hard to launch a $120 million game on a subscription service charging $9.99 a month. You pencil it out, you're going to have 500 million subscribers before you start to even recoup your investment. That's why right now you need to take a loss leading position to try to grow that base. But still, if you only have 250 million consoles out there, you're not going to get 500 million subscribers. So you're not going to get 500 million subscribers. So how do you circle that square? Nobody has figured that out yet. So basically, Sean Layton is saying the God of War type game going into Game Pass type service is a L. Go ahead, B.
Now, and this is what I've talked about before. Well, you said it earlier. I believe you did. PlayStation or Snip. Somebody said it. PlayStation, Sony is heavily rooted in console.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still ready to walk into Best Buy and see the new TV come with an Xbox controller and a 3-month subscription of Game Pass Ultimate. Like this is what's gonna happen. Xbox, and they said it a long time ago. I want to say February 2020. Phil Spencer said it himself. We are not competing against PlayStation and Nintendo anymore. We're competing against Amazon and Google. Like this is so. Of course, it makes no sense. The idea of a big 100 million God of War title being released day one on Game Pass when you thinking in terms of only consoles. Microsoft hasn't been trying to sell us the console. I have not felt the urge to buy the console. I have felt the urge to get Game Pass. That's what they're selling. And then you're getting more casuals into it. You know, once again, I wish they were paying me. But it's a simple I think it's way bigger than the gamers we're used to interacting with. I think they're really pushing, and it's becoming so mainstream. Like you said, you've seen it on a podcast that had nothing to do with video games in any way, shape, or form, and it's in the what would you say, the nomenclature? Like it's now just a part of our daily conversation. Gaming, like, oh, who's live streaming now? Like there you go. That's the phrase. But yeah, so that's why I get what he's saying, and if you're thinking in terms of console sales only, yeah, it'll never make sense. But I really feel Game Pass across the board is about to make up for it.
Hey man, really quick, shout out to the unofficial / official consultant of Level 1 Gaming, the Sus God, All Father, the God himself. Oh no, Alex is in the building.
Lord.
Listen.
And Alex, you know, we talk every day. You want to send some more stuff? You know, I'm
Whoa,
there.
whoa. We are not going down that road. Oh, Lord. It's Mr. Chill, B.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Listen, we are not going back to the
y'all
triple.
keep your tentacles to yourselves.
Oh, we don't talk about tentacles.
Oh, my God.
Y'all got
Too
it.
far.
Yo. Am I getting random, like, internet
Far.
issues?
I didn't say that.
I don't
Nah,
judge
really.
them for theirs,
Fine.
but I definitely judge Baron for his.
Right? Baron is who I judge.
Y'all's is normal. Baron's is just unnatural.
So Spectrum is doing the I don't like fame thing again. We're back. We had like a half a second of we cut out, but we back again. Weird. I don't know what
Got
happened.
you.
But listen, we're gonna shimmy to the next topic because we're still talking console sales. I'm sorry, it's a console sales top heavy podcast today, right? Just top heavy, how we like them.
I think all of me.
I'm more of a
is
bottom
pretty
guy.
heavy.
Fact.
Oh, he
You know.
did that.
That's fact. That's
I'm
facts,
pretty-
though.
I'm
You
pretty-
said
saying,
don't
man,
go there,
Alex is
and
heat,
you brought
Alex
it.
I'm pretty.
It's the influencer.
I'm uniformly heavy. I'm just kind of chunky all around, man.
Listen, so
You don't love me.
I tweeted not too long ago, right after Loki ended, the multiverse is real, and Baron talked about it a little bit earlier. I think it was Hustle, that Xbox did, and money-wise, not unit-wise, outsold the PS5 and the Switch, right? And that was the first time we got positive Xbox news on an NPD, and I don't know how long, right? It's been a long time. And now we're hearing that the Xbox Series X/S is now the fastest-selling Xbox. We got some news from Z. Somebody pronounced the name right. Z Huge.
Z Huge.
Yeah.
Pause.
I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry.
Z is
man,
very
man.
huge.
He was estimating that the Xbox is selling somewhere around 6.5 million, right? Still behind Sony, and this is talking I don't know if this is definitely going to be worldwide, right? That's not the US. At least I don't think. But I think this is great. This lets us know that gaming is in a great place right now, and that's something I didn't expect, especially with the heavy PC focus that Microsoft is doing, that Sony's starting to want to lean to. But I do want to start with our family member / guest, Hustle. Apparently, Xbox is at 6.5 million. Is it safe to say that Microsoft has made finally completed that 180 and turned things completely around?
Yes, and here's how we know. Halo is not out yet, y'all. Halo was supposed to came out the day that the systems came out, and the joint ain't out yet. The joint ain't coming out allegedly until November. Like, I want to take the time to I don't want to say congratulate Microsoft, but it is good to see. It's very good to see. If you go online for Best Buy right now, the Xbox Series S, aka Little Man, as the Iron Lords will call him, is readily available. It's readily available now.
Oh, you talking about the speaker?
Yeah, the speaker, the DJ Khaled thing that he didn't know, he allegedly didn't know what was going on.
Another one.
It's oh God. All right. Well, it's readily available. No, this is really good for Xbox. And I love the promotional tool right now for Game Pass. They got 6 games in 6 months, right? I love that actual promotional tool. There's a game that comes out tomorrow called The Ascent that I'm hopefully that I can link up with the troubleshooters, and we're gonna try to run that. I'm hearing good and bad things about it. Co-op maybe not be working. Co-op maybe a little funky. I'm not exactly sure, but I think this is great. Listen, a lot of people say Xbox ain't got no games and they ain't dropping no games, right? Death's Door was the first exclusive. It's not in Game Pass, but that's the first exclusive because that's not on PlayStation, that's not on Switch, but it is on PC and it is on Xbox. And that joint still managed to move 6.5 million units off of dud having nothing. You understand what I'm saying? It was nothing. Yes, sir.
Now let's go back. Let's bring it back to the House Marquee. Let's bring it back to Returnal.
Okay.
And ain't that crazy that we got a console that don't have as many units out there in the world, that didn't have as much marketing. There was not a lot of marketing for Death's Door. And
do we have the amount of sold? Is that out yet? How many Death's Door have sold already?
Nah.
Oh, look, I'm just saying. Hey,
I'm just hearing that it's reviewing really well.
It
it's
is
the Legend
reviewing
of Zelda.
very well.
and it's not a Game Pass game.
Nope.
Which is it's not on Game Pass.
I thought it was. I'm not gonna cap. When I first heard it was coming, I thought it was gonna be on Game Pass. It shocked me, right? that it wasn't. But I really did think I thought it would be, honestly. But Baron, 6.5 million, right? When we still got the day and date game PC. You don't need an Xbox, you got a phone. You don't need Xbox, you got a laptop. Pretty soon you don't need the Xbox, you got a TV. But still selling
a controller for everything.
6.5. Yeah, you can have a DS4, right? 6.5 million. This is the numbers we're seeing from professionals out here. That could be wrong, it could be off, it could be more, it could be less. We at the 180, and even before the big hitter, there's no Halo, no Hellblade, no Forza's out, no new Coalition IP. None of these games have hit yet, and they're still gonna be behind. They're gonna always be behind PlayStation, okay?
Yeah,
but they're not as far as behind as we would have expected. I want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's not a wash. I know it was easy to believe it was going to be a wash. Just putting it out there wholeheartedly. You can't. It's really hard to outbrand somebody that's already rooted in the community. Sony is rooted. Like it was before, and you're not gonna outdo the branding and power of Sony in that aspect. But stupid. God, I gotta stay away. God, don't look at my camera. But that is just unsettling.
Y'all feel old yet?
Oh my God.
No, I feel.
Oh my God, y'all.
I can't. Look, and we're taking a break. No,
that gives me the same feeling that like looking at this gives me the same like creepy, awkward, weird feeling that Momo did.
Ooh. Bro, why do I feel like that's like a real life old Bobby Hill? Like it just
isn't that the guy that does dying inside meme that I was holding I gotta find it. I'm gonna move on.
Oh my God. Okay.
But sorry, go ahead, man.
Like,
sorry.
Look, I forgot what I was talking about. What were we talking about?
The 180
the
that
Xbox.
Microsoft making $6.5 million.
They are making the positive change, and I'm glad that people are finally starting to give them their flowers. They're doing good stuff, and they're making positive moves. They just need to keep coming out with games. Like you got to just keep hitting them over the head with games. Whether it's clearly they can come out with decent games without Game Pass. Mm-hmm. We got that with Death's Door, and then you keep Game Pass going. So
Can I say something else?
Oh yeah, go ahead, boss.
I find it like phenomenal. A lot of people were talking about Game Pass this, Game Pass that. It's not sustainable. This, that, and the third, right? They sell a lot of other things outside of Game Pass to where if that isn't sustainable, cool. But they're selling like the controllers, selling the consoles. They're selling a lot of other stuff to even keep that afloat. Like that. Yo, how many people did we see online with them with those daggone controllers? Pardon me.
Yeah.
How many people? And I'm about to get a couple myself. My point is, like, they're selling.
Yeah,
they're selling everything that ain't nailed down, and like everything is turning a profit. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that many people bought a console when they, like, you really don't need it. You literally do not need like a Xbox, but a lot of people just still jumping out the windows. Like, you know what, we got it. And like I said, the games ain't even dropped yet. The joints that the joints that we was looking forward to, like a Halo, right? Like a Halo Infinite and all these other ones, like Gears 6 be for me, right? Them joints ain't even dropped yet. And like this is the damage that they're doing now. Yeah, of course Sony is still winning, Nintendo is still doing well, but yeah, man,
Xbox selling just off of GP or Game Pass because they ain't dropped nothing yet. Let's be honest, they ain't dropped nothing yet. They got flight simulators from our first party.
Y'all know I'm new. Y'all know I'm brand new to like Xbox as far as like modern Xbox shit, right? Mm-hmm. And like, not only am I finding myself whenever I go buy a game that's multiplayer, not only am I finding myself buying the Xbox version lately, because y'all know I gotta have physical. Not only am I finding myself buying the Xbox version, but one of the main reason that I picked up Game Pass to begin with, that I subscribed, was because I'd missed out on a lot of stuff. I'd missed out on the whole 360 era, like all of Xbox One, and I figured, let me dip my toe in and see what's happening. And let me tell y'all what happened. So I started playing these games that I missed out on. I started, playing the Halos and all of that, and I started seeing games like freaking breadcrumbs, like ooh, piece of candy, and like I can't even get back to the Xbox games that I was playing because I keep going back to like I keep seeing something that I like and playing that instead, and that hasn't stopped happening.
If you're trying to get to your backlog, the worst thing you can do is subscribe to Xbox Game Pass. Because there's always going to be something, especially if you were out on Xbox last gen and you get an Xbox this gen. Like let's say you missed out on 360, like Dallas said. You missed out on all the Xbox One, and then you get an Xbox now, whether it's a One X series, and yeah, you got all of these games, the Sunset Overdrives, the Gears games. You got all of these games that you missed that were amazing titles. You'll never get to your backlog having Xbox Game Pass. You won't. And it's crazy how, if the 6.5 is correct, they sold these consoles just off of Game Pass because they haven't really. Flight Simulator is if I'm not mistaken, is the first party next gen game on Xbox.
Yeah.
There's
nothing else.
Yeah. Bro, the game on the box. The game on the box ain't even out.
Yep. Y'all know how many Halo Infinite Monster energy drinks is out there? Joint just going bad right now. Like them joints,
bro,
it's Taco Bell cups all over with them joints.
Bro, Butterfingers.
Those things don't have an expiration date. They'll just reprint it.
Again, don't get me wrong. That hell might freeze over before Xbox globally outsells PlayStation, right? But I'm telling you, once they really get kicking with first party, if you're doing 6.5 without your first party studios, without your 23 studios, and once I start kicking in with the Starfields and Hellblade 2, it's a total game changer. They're gonna sell even more because a lot of people still want the easy accessibility that comes with having a console. Granted, PC isn't a difficult thing, but for a lot of people, they have a misconception of what PC is. Instead of going out and building them or buying a PC, they rather just go out and buy a console, right? So they're going those sales are going to. And gaming is so healthy right now, bro.
Yeah.
All three companies are killing it. Microsoft, Nintendo, Switch. When at some point everyone thought it was only a two-head monster with just the PlayStation and Nintendo, Microsoft said we ain't done yet. And that's the best thing that can happen because that's gonna make PlayStation run harder. Because now they don't have to walk in the park like they did last gen. They ain't a walk in the park no more. Like they have to see Microsoft and say, "What in the hell is going on over there in Redmond?" They have to. And for Microsoft, I don't care what Phil Spencer say about Sony, PlayStation not being the competition. Bullshit. Yes, it is. Everything you're doing is to be the top dog again. I don't want to hear
when
that.
It comes down to games, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Hey, y'all remember like the start of last gen where they thought like consoles was going to die off and it was going to be over.
Mm-hmm.
It was a widespread report. It's going to be the last console generation. This, that, and the third. We saw how everything moved last gen for all three of those companies. Ain't the Switch at like 90 million right now? Man, choice ain't going nowhere, though. No, ain't nobody going nowhere in terms of because everybody like the convenience of console gaming, bruh. It's 6.5 allegedly 6.5 million Xboxes out there. Joint Microsoft is saying now you can game how you want to game, and they got all their stuff on PC.
Buy it or not,
so people like me,
we don't care if you buy it. But
they said we don't care.
Sub to Game Pass while you here.
Yep.
And you can't. I know a lot of people without an Xbox, they got a PC.
Yep.
And they subscribe to Game Pass. That's a dub for Microsoft.
Why are you looking at us like that?
What happened?
I felt like you were looking at me like that.
Oh yeah,
because
you're one of those. You're one of those. You don't have an Xbox, but you're subscribed to Game Pass.
Utilizing it.
It's all good. That used to be me too.
You are the prime example of who Microsoft loves. You don't want an Xbox. You're not investing in the Xbox hardware, but you see the value in the service, and so you are a part of Game Pass, and you're exactly who Microsoft wants to target with this service, putting it on PC, because she doesn't want an Xbox. That's fine. We'll give her a reason to pay us. Was it $5, $10? Y'all play too much.
11.
Who posted
that? But don't forget, we haven't even touched on the fact that, and we are not an Xbox podcast. If they want to pay us a little bit of money, I'll take it. But
Preach.
If they keep doing like they did with EA and get a deal in there, that's going to change the game. They bring Ubisoft over.
I still think that's going to happen.
I mean, the game. See,
They
that
don't
one
need
I'm
it
weird
now.
about.
No.
Well, I'm so curious about that one because the games just take so long, and if you're playing everything else on Game Pass, unless Game Pass expands their time, you're not gonna have time to finish. I'm 200 hours into Assassin's Creed Origins, and I still haven't finished it. Help me, Baron.
Yo, I'm not the one to talk to. I got 100 and something hours in Shadow of Mordor, and I'm still got abilities to unlock. Like,
Boy,
yeah, I barely defeated like one of the hand.
Doing?
Making the captains fight each other. It's the dopest
Exactly.
stuff ever, bro. It's Game Wars. Like,
Hey, really quick, I do want to go to the chat. I want to go
Y'all
back to the chat
stupid.
because I know we love interacting with you guys who rocking with us. Number one, if you guys are watching, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, shut the stream out. I do want to go to the chat here. Glorious Kev, who I'm hoping
What's up,
we can
Kev?
put
Shout out to Kev.
the Phoenix Wings on one day soon. Said Death's Door did 100K. Xbox and PC
That's not
100K.
bad.
I wonder
I
how
can't-
many people bought that. So, saw it was a Soulsborne and were like, no.
So,
Cause
I got my thoughts on it. It looks so good. It looks good though. Like it.
It
like,
looks
are-
good.
Cool.
Yo, 2 people made that, by the way. 2 people
Yeah,
made that joint.
exactly.
What?
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you didn't know. Yeah. It's only 2 people who made that joint. Anytime I see a story like that, I just want to support off GP just to be like, you can take this 15 because
Mhm.
you put the work in. Like I ain't mad at that. I bought Cuphead for that very purpose because only a few
You-
people made that joint.
Those
just
types
brought
of
up a good point.
games too are like the absolute greatest games for Game Pass because whenever I obviously I haven't seen the contracts or anything, but the way I believe it works is Microsoft goes to them and says, "Hey, we'll pay you X up front to let us put this game on Game Pass, and then you're going to get your cut of however many downloads or whatever, so on and so forth." And it's variable rates negotiated based on the popularity of the game or whatever. But if you tell me like I and somebody else gambled like our entire free time for 5 years to make this video game, and we're sitting here like, man, is it going to sell? If it does sell, like how much of the cost am I responsible for? If we're like distributing physical copies or doing all this kind of stuff, Microsoft comes along and says, "Hey, we're going to guarantee you this." And then even if your game does really well, you're going to get paid for it too. So it's not like an all or nothing kind of deal. It's not like we're going to pay you one time.
Not a
and then that's it.
360 music deal.
Yeah. That
Oh,
to
God.
me is like a light shining from the heavens. It's like, oh,
Sure.
I get guaranteed income that, most of the time that check that they cut is probably enough to you be like, hey, it was worth it making this game. And then you still have the potential to make earnings off of it continually too. Like,
Mhm.
yay. Yay me, small dev who did this in my free time or like quit my day job to do this crap.
And
Oh.
Hustle brought up a good. Oh, you go, Dallas.
This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, like everything else I say. But y'all gonna act like Snips didn't just go. Microsoft said we'll give you X amount of money, and that wasn't bars.
Yo,
My man rapper had
only
state
an
on,
artist
don't
like
it?
Dallas would have caught that. Only
That was
because
his
I didn't
bar
catch
for real.
it.
He like, slow it down. I just dissed you.
Only an artist would have caught that because I didn't.
Yeah.
Bars. I told y'all he
Hey,
wasn't white,
DeMarco,
light skin. I've been trying to tell people for
Ah,
years.
God.
They, I be
I'm
like,
not a
I say level
I'm
one
not a
is
Not a rapper.
I said
Not
level
a
one is
rapper.
minority owned. They say, what about Snips? I was like, he's light skinned.
I'm not a rapper. I just spit
Not a
lot.
rapper.
Hey,
Listen, I
and
do.
y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but Snips got some of the best taste in music, including and especially hip hop of anybody I know. So
It's easy, like everything but country.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Oh, my
Absolutely.
feelings are a little hurt there.
You know what? This is.
I mean,
kinda-
there's two country songs that I mess with. It's a song called Tennessee Whiskey and Old Town Road, and that's it.
Yeah,
It's not a country song.
This sort of
No.
ties to the next
It is.
topic because
No, it ain't.
the ride back and forth to PAX South, the music was popping in Snip's car, right? He drove to PAX South last year, and that kind of goes to our next topic with PAX West, right? PAX West is the first live in-person PAX event that's getting ready to happen over the next couple of days, right? And I believe South is going to be next, which we will be there. Y'all be ready to see Snips on camera again interviewing these developers because he is the man at it. But PAX West has some very interesting restrictions, okay? To enter, you have to have a negative COVID test. I'm just gonna say it, COVID test. You have to have a negative COVID test, and or show proof that you got both series of the vaccination. They want you to bring your card and show it. This is something that we all assumed would be going on, but I think this is the first, in my opinion, major company that I've seen say you can't come in our building unless you show proof you were vaccinated, right? I do want to get the panel's thoughts on this. When you're going to these conventions, and PAx is starting off about this, how do you feel about you having to show proof that you were fully vaccinated or have had a recent COVID-19 test to enter these gaming conventions? That, and you had to have deodorant on, but continue.
At this point,
They should
at
make
this
that a
point,
requirement, bro.
they need to go ahead and make the deodorant thing a requirement.
Daily shower checks. Like, damn.
B, I'm with it, so let's get it. No rhyme intended. I did not mean it. And C, like, just imagine that all this time that we waited, because the pandemic basically just slapped us in the back of the head. It went from, oh, it's gonna be 2 weeks and we'll be good, to, oh, just a month and we'll be good, to, you know, and it just went on and on. And it's been a couple years now. So when it comes down to it, hey, I think that's just responsible. I can understand people feeling the way. And I think Blurred kind of said they wasn't doing it, which, I mean, I got my own stuff I want to say about that, but I won't say it on air. Or in front of Snips. Or
Stupid.
But like, I got my own little, I don't know, man. I feel like it needs to happen. So whatever I gotta do short of opening a hole to get to a physical convention, I'm with it.
What was that last part you said?
I said I'm getting old and I want to go to a convention.
I thought you said anything but opening up a hole.
I
That's
did
what he
too.
said.
No, that is what I said.
Oh,
I like that nobody caught it, so
I was like, oh, he said that. I was like, oh Lord.
like, as long as I don't have to do that, as long as I don't do that, because like the way I see it, look, I'm trying to go out.
Did you see how he cleaned it up real fast?
He
bro?
did.
He said, no, getting old. I was
because I was perplexed. Like,
everybody would have went with it and it would have been fine. Like if this was like,
I'm like, we're not gonna just skip past what you just
show,
said.
then, if this was a PG show, I would have just acted like nothing happened. But like I'm like, let's get it, let's go. Like most of us that care got one already anyway, and if you don't, I guess it's just gonna encourage you to find a way to not die.
Hey sis, you got any thoughts about? I know you posted up the video on YouTube. I did an article on LV1gaming.com about the statement that was put out, and I want the chat to let us know as well how you guys feel about this maybe being a standard that you have to show proof before you can enter. I want to get your thoughts on this, sis.
I mean, we already kind of do that in some places in Canada because COVID is coming back, and they're
It never left.
they acted like it left,
Yeah.
but they're re-putting in mass restrictions and stuff. I'm personally not going to go to any conventions for the next a while because look, my life is way more important than going to see these developers. If we want to talk to some of these developers, we got a front line. We can talk to them tomorrow. I'm not that interested to get next to a sweaty man that doesn't shower, that probably faked his COVID card to get in, because how do you check that? You can't ask for people's healthcare number because isn't that like, I don't know.
That's illegal.
Yeah, exactly. So people are gonna fake it and people are gonna get sick. If you wanna have these if you wanna go to these conventions, do that, but take care of yourself and don't get your family sick. That's all I care about. I want to see you guys at the end of the week and not in a hospital bed. That's all I care about.
I don't have faith that these guys will wash their arse, let alone go get vaccinated to be inside these conventions. But Hustle, you got any? Because I think I had some people when I posted the article. Some people were in agreement, and some people were upset. Like, yo, this is kind of messed up. You muted, Hustle.
I'm wilding. My fault.
Somebody had to do it. I got it. I didn't do it this time.
Funny.
Yeah. Yo, my fault. But no, I'm okay. I'm cool with the fact that they care so much, but you're not able to check it. Now I got fully vaxxed, but that's because I want to hop on a plane and I'm trying to get active and go to these little conferences and these little events. And y'all already know how I'm trying to rock out here. I'm trying to get active in these streets. So I for one, like, I'm cool with it, but the way y'all talk about these conferences, man, the people not washing their behind.
They
like,
not,
it's
bro.
very real.
It's
No, it's
disgusting.
very real. It's very real.
So I know, sadly, because I know people who get active. Y'all, shout out to Gold Chain Gamers. He was like the first one who put me up on game. It was like, yo, if you go, just make sure you straight when you go. But people don't take it. He was like, yo, he was one of the ones who tell me. He's like, yo, this is how you get known and this is how you do that. He said, but people don't take care of themselves. He was like, that might be cool, but they'll not go behind themselves. And a lot of times when we see conferences like that, how many times have we seen
that?
Huh?
That was such an old black way of saying that.
Well, okay. All right.
All right. Look, I heard the spirit of my grandmother behind that. Like, you gotta go behind yourself.
Boy,
you know?
Yeah.
I hate
That man
y'all.
sold from the
I hate
70s.
y'all.
I feel all my ancestors in that one.
I'm trying not to curse. I hate y'all. No, but how many? And shout out to the people at IGN. How many times have we seen like them come back from conferences? Oh, I'm sick now because of this. Or I'm sick now because of that. It's because people not taking care of themselves the way they're supposed to be. And look, I'm really trying to hit these streets. Like, regardless of whatever, I ain't trying to put my life on the line for it. But like, I'm trying to make it a point of like, if I can interview whoever I need to go interview, yeah, I'll hop on a plane, go out to California, go to PSX, and go meet up with the squad, and we can go do that. Like, I'm trying to go do that, and I'm trying to put myself out there, but at the same time, man, look, I can appreciate the fact that they trying to, like, put safeguards in place, but how many doctors you gonna have on call? Because you can't really track the COVID thing. Now, I got the COVID thing through my former job, but that's because, again, regardless of like the convention stuff, I'm still trying to hop on the plane and skedaddle to Greece or wherever I'm trying to go. Like, I'm trying to still hit the road, and because I ain't been nowhere. Like, I'm doing it for that purpose. Like, I'm doing it to be responsible. But you know, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists, and I hope you guys don't mind me sharing this. Somebody's gonna allegedly flip a switch, and I'm gonna turn into a freaker or a clicker. Clicker. I like the last one about that. I'm gonna
Good,
turn
and
into
you
a
don't
clicker.
have to pay taxes anymore.
Hey, listen, man. Look, if I turn into a clicker, Dallas or Fame or Huck or whoever whichever one of y'all see me, man, you give me that old Joel treatment right upside the head with a 2x4. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna kill you in the most respectful
bro.
manner ever. I'm gonna kill you with the utmost respect.
Yep.
That's the rule.
No, y'all need to go. Y'all need to let me run because my 40 time about to be beastie. I ain't never had moved that fast. Like, hey, I'm gonna tell you, like, let me be great.
What if you get bit in the leg and your leg falls off and your 40 is even slower?
Oh, see, that would be
Because that's what's
just
gonna
my
happen
luck.
to you.
Just my luck. I'm hobbled. I'm the crawler.
I don't care. I don't care if you're trying to not ban. You still got to be communicating because you're the communication director. So do what you got to do.
As long as that
Nice
valve
seeing you.
it still flies.
Review.
Crunch.
There is no crunch at level 1.
Oh my god.
There's
People
0
already-
crunch at level 1.
Get sick at conventions. Like
Yeah.
Hustle said,
that's
I'm
facts.
trying to go to Italy to see my family who I ain't seen in like 10 years. I hope all of them are still alive. I'm not trying to get sick at a convention. I want to travel.
With that being said, if you don't want the vaccine, go get a COVID test. If you want to get into PAx West, PAx South, these other conventions. And besides all of that, wash your ass. It ain't hard. I know you there for 3 days. Your mama done couldn't pack you no soap,
hygiene.
no deodorant. Wash your ass, wash your underpits. Don't be touching on women. Leave folks alone. And you be good.
Yeah.
Has a shower.
Go ahead.
I got a question.
We got answers.
How can people walk? How can you be a full blown? Hey, yo, listen, man. I don't feel comfortable, man, if I don't brush my teeth at least twice a day, wash my behind at least twice a day. How do you not do that?
You're expecting
you-
people to be
Ask Mila
decent human
Kunis.
beings.
I don't. Yo, bro, you're not allergic to all. You're not allergic to the toothpaste. You're not allergic to deodorant. You're not allergic to mouthwash. You're not allergic to soap. Please stop. Stop it. Where are your parents?
There's hypoallergenic
Hey, was
versions
it
of all
what
those.
what Baron
Exactly.
said? Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher said they only bathe like a couple times a month or something like that.
Well,
Yeah, and I
I'm glad I
believe,
don't ever have to smell them.
and I
Okay?
believe that they trifle themselves do that type of thing, man. Man,
You know what?
Because this is
If-
y'all like.
if they're comfortable enough to get down to Pound Town with that kind of smell, they need to have their own little section in whatever hell they go into.
It's like Lady D's castle in Resident Evil 8. I ain't trying to go nowhere, and I just like her too.
You know
I ain't
it's
trying
musty in there.
Damn.
No, it's musty.
Slander.
Hey, Hustle
crazy,
said they smell like boiled booty sweat.
You ever see any of those vampires with like a Swiffer or nothing? They don't dust that place. They don't clean it.
That's
Listen,
what the slaves are for.
for everyone watching, do us a big favor. Again, go to lv1gaming.com. Check out Hugger's Chernobylite review. It's starting to track pretty good on the website. I want you guys to go and check it out. Dallas got a new Funko Pop review up on the website. Make sure you guys check that out. I got a review up on the website. The video was a little bit behind because I suck at video reviews, but the written review was up at lv1gaming.com. But y'all know what time it is. Every week we like to give you guys suggestions of something to watch and or play, to give you something different, maybe something niche, maybe something that's popular that you haven't quite got to play and or watch yet. The panel is going to give you something to enjoy for the rest of the week. I do want to start with the homie Dallas. What do you suggest for the people to watch and or play for this week?
Okay, so I'm old, right? And y'all know I like throwbacks. Me and
How
Hugger got
old
that in
are
common.
you?
We like to. I'm so old. I was gonna say something, but it was a lyric and it had a bad word in it that I can't say on this podcast. But it would have been perfect. So, go back in the gap, to the Game Boy Advance and play Golden Sun and Golden Sun and the Lost Age. And I say play them both because technically it's one game, like story wise, it's one whole game. They just couldn't fit it all in one cartridge, so they had to make part 2. Go play Golden Sun because it's like one of my favorite RPGs before they messed it up, and I'm really hoping to see it done over again. But I know Nintendo just gonna mess it up. So, shout out to Camelot, we miss y'all. Also, let's see, since we talking about stuff ain't nobody talked about in a long time. Y'all know Yu Yu Hakusho, right?
Oh, of course.
Y'all know Yu Yu Hakusho got a tactics game.
Really?
Yeah, and it's actually decent. So Game Boy Advance as well. Yu Yu Hakusho, I want to say it's a dark tournament game. There's more than one dark tournament game, but the tactics is surprisingly not bad for what it is, especially considering when it was made and what platform it was made for. Yeah. So since I'm suggesting a bunch of stuff that y'all don't care to play, also go play. I already feel like host was gonna say Uncharted, so I'm not gonna say that. But I want to show PlayStation a little bit of love, so go play Spider-Man because it never gets old. It still don't get old. It's probably the first game I felt I saw fit to platinum.
Only thing I did not like about that game were the dumb side missions. The core game itself, the combat system, everything else was phenomenal. They made it so much fun to be Spider-Man, and then the side missions kind of ruined it by making Spider-Man chase pigeons. That's a whole different story.
The traversal makes up for it, though.
The game
I
itself,
actually enjoyed the pigeon thing.
Awesome game.
Speaking of, did you? I feel like you finished it, but you did finish it. Never mind.
I did finish Spider-Man. Remember, because I made that great joke.
Next up, Citizen. Oh, I'm sorry, Dallas. Did you have another one? My bad.
No, you good. You good.
Okay. Citizen Snips, what do you suggest for the people who are watching us today to watch and or play for this week?
Before I get to my suggestions, I do want to do a quick, because I didn't speak on the convention thing. I do want to say one quick thing about that. The whole argument that people like to make when they're mad at the restrictions or whatever is, I have rights, I have rights, I have rights. I have rights to not get vaccinated, I have a right to not wear a mask, blah, 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 whatever it is. You are correct. You do have that right. Don't you forget that the people organizing that convention also have the right to deny entry to people based on criteria that they set. So if you're going to be all about your rights, be about other people's rights too. Personally, I don't think they should have it in person at all for many different reasons. But hey, if you're going to do it, at least you're trying to do something to mitigate how horrible it's going to be. But yeah, shower, wash yourself, and remember, you're not the only person with rights. Everybody does. Okay? Looking at you, internet. As far as recommendations go, something to play. I have a game I've been playing. I can't recommend it. It's a review I'm working on that I can't talk about just yet. but I should be able to put out stuff, or the review and everything should be done by next Wednesday, so y'all can keep an eye out for that. That'll be something. Go play Pokemon Unite. I've wanted to play that, but I'm working on this review, so I haven't touched it yet. But everything my friends have told me is that it's a bundle of fun, and they're enjoying the heck out of it. And it's free. A free game from Nintendo.
Oh,
You should get it no matter what, whether it's good or not. Just celebrate the fact that Nintendo put something out that you're not paying $70 for 5 years from now. And then something to watch. So I don't think I brought this one up yet. The slime anime is what I call it. Y'all, it's got one of those really long titles. It's like I got reincarnated as a slime or something like that. I don't know. They had season 2. The first half of season 2 came out. It was either really early this year or late last year. But the second part of season 2 is coming now, and the story's taking a really cool direction. I think it's looking pretty neat. So y'all should check that out. And then, what was the movie I went and saw the other day? Did I talk about that on the last podcast? I did go see Black Widow. Did I mention that last week?
I think
I
so.
think you did.
Okay. Yeah. If you haven't seen it yet, I think it's still worth the watch if you can catch it in theaters around you. What they did to Taskmaster is weird and awful, but the rest of the movie is pretty fantastic. So go check that out. That's it for me.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage.
I'm ignoring my mom right now for y'all.
B, what you got this week? Fonzarelli, what's going on, brother? B, what do you got for suggestions this week, brother?
What a farce.
The phone.
New world.
I knew he was going. I knew that was coming. I don't know why I even asked.
New world.
He hooked.
I haven't been this hooked on an MMO in a very long time, and it sucks that it's a beta. And you guys are cool and all, but I'm itching to get back in there. So,
I still get it.
I think the beta goes until the 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can get in.
Man, and you know what's so crazy is I almost hit my PTO cap at work, and I have to take some hours off. So,
Oh, poor you.
oh man, the sadness that is the life of a gamer,
Bro, I got like 300 some hours. I need to get down.
bro. Yeah, our cap is 200. I'm at 191. So
Don't forget to book off time for Extra Life.
Hey, man, how the heck do you have that many hours? I've seen how much time you take off. What the heck is going on here?
Hey, don't be hating, bro.
Hey, whoa, not here.
Don't be hating, bro.
We're gonna have to settle these figures.
Don't be hating, bro. I don't take off of work.
Hey, yeah, look, man. But in terms of TV, because somehow I was playing my MMO, and semi-watching Manifest. Go watch Manifest. The 3rd season's up. We need to go and support it so that they can finish the show. Had an amazing cliffhanger ending. If you enjoyed Lost in any way, shape, or form, you'll love Manifest. And yeah, that's my recommendations.
Okay. Sis, what you got this week, love?
Well, now that I can talk about it, I will recommend you go play Chernobylite. Great game. It is, if you like Stalker or you like those kinds of hardcore games, you're gonna love Chernobylite. And it has creepy dolls, so if you're into that too, there you go. Now that I've finished playing it, I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn, much to fame's love. Been back with Baloy, trying to finish that before I start God of War. And then when I finally get to the Uncharted series, because I've not played any of them. For TV shows, I'm going to say I will only start at the first episode, but Peaky Blinders.
Was it good?
The first episode was really good. It's got Cillian Murphy, Sam Neill, like a whole bunch of people, and I kind of like those crime shows. Like Boardwalk Empire at the time was so good, and Dope is the other show I'm watching. So I just like to know how drugs are made and transported across the world, and the police can't stop it. One thing I will point out,
or can they?
No, they can't. Come on, you know they can't. I watched one where they took cocaine from Colombia all the way to Spain, pretty much under the police officer's nose, and I'm like, okay.
Allegedly.
Well, get it?
Allegedly.
Literally under his nose.
Under the nose. Ghostbusters
bars.
Afterlife just dropped another trailer, and if you are going to watch HBO's Last of Us, that is exactly where it's going to be filmed. It's filmed near Drumheller, which is like 2 hours away from me. If you like Winona Earp, it's also filmed there. Heartland, a whole bunch of stuff was filmed there. The Jesse James movie that Brad Pitt did a while back, that was filmed there. So it's coming out soon. It's so good. And for those that did, thank you. Trevor's memorial, his cremation and medical cost is $100 over its goal. So thank you guys, whoever put in their money. And play some video games. And if you're playing Dragon Age like he did, get out of the hinterlands and just enjoy some gaming, man.
And last but not least, he ain't a guest. He family. Hustle, what you suggesting this week, brother?
Hey, I'm actually not gonna suggest Uncharted 2. It's my new favorite game of all time, by the way, but I'm not gonna suggest Uncharted 2. I'm playing that, I'm having a good time. I'm gonna suggest The Order 1886. It's only about 5 hours.
Great game, but I got PTSD from that game. Me and Hugger.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll explain why after
reason.
the thing. Yeah. I love the game.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. All right. So I would love to hear that reason. I don't really have a show to recommend or anything like that. I'm a sports dude, so, and I'm barely even keeping up with the Olympics. However, in a past life, what I used to do was I used to give out a song of the week. So I do want to recommend an album that I think you all should listen to, and it's no surprise, "Hustle and Motivate" by Nipsey Hussle. I mean, "Victory Lap" by Nipsey Hussle. "Hustle and Motivate," favorite record on there. That's why I named myself after that.
Okay.
No, but I listen, stand by it. I bought this album on iTunes. I bought it here. Bought a pair of marathon socks. Got some other marathon clothing coming in when the money get right. I mean, look, man. I just feel like overall, like if you really want to get motivated, inspired, or even if you want to peek behind the curtain of how I gotta look at the camera, how I get like inspired. Like when I'm feeling down, I'm feeling blue, and if I can't talk to one of y'all, like I just cut a little victory lap on, you know. I get my mind right. Cut that on. I'll cut Jeezy on too, but I always go to this. Right-handed God. Whoops. Right-handed God.
Oh man.
Right-handed God, man. That's the joint that'll do it for me. But I want to thank you all on the panel and in the chat for joining us. Fonzarelli, is great to see you here. Fonz, at some point, you know, you get fame or one of the panel members. Yeah, and y'all need to go on his show too, which airs every Sunday right after the Iron Lords podcast. And so it would be great to see you all in there too, man. Yeah. Hey, Fonz, come on, man. Fonz, you know what you got to do. You got enough juice over here.
Hey,
come on.
It's either Dallas is listening to something, the dopest song of all time, or he cooking something over there. Either he cooking.
That man is working hard.
Dallas, you cooking something over there? Yeah, he cooking.
Yeah, I got something.
He cooking something over there. I can see how, and I've told Dallas this. Even when we first met, I said you're probably one of the most talented people I've ever met, and I can't wait for the world to really. Y'all heard some of his stuff, right? Y'all heard what he do on this podcast, Take Two, for the Islands every Sunday. Y'all heard that, but Dallas got some stuff that y'all ain't quite ready for. Talented beyond belief. And I can't wait for him ready to serve the world with it. Because we hungry, B. We hungry.
I be telling Hustle he too kind, but I forgot Fame is too. I can't tell whether or not you exaggerating, but I do appreciate it anyway.
I've said it to you too many times. One-on-one, just me and you. I've said it to you too many times. I wouldn't hold you like that. One of the most talented people I've ever met in my life. We hungry. I can't wait for you to serve the world what you got cooking, bro. For real.
Yeah, man. I'm just all I'm waiting on is getting samples clear, and we good.
I just want to say one thing before we go. Dallas, if you keep hearing the same thing from however many people you hearing it from, sir, there got to be some validity to that, dog.
Indeed.
I'm just saying. Don't sell yourself short, dog. You one of them ones. It's a few of y'all who are one of them ones. Dallas, you know you one of them ones. Stop it. You got it, dog.
Man.
Sometimes you got to flex on them, like I said earlier, man.
I think Dallas's first PAx, we rolled down there together, and we had his music going there and back the whole time. I was like, keep running it. Keep playing. He was letting me hear stuff, and I was like, this was fire. Like the whole way we was rocking. But look, I'm going to give my suggestion really quick. Number one, I know a lot of people are out on Power, but Power Raising Canaan, it's fire, bro. It's fire, bro. You got the voiceover from 50 Cent. It's fire, bro. Raising Canaan.
Oh, he narrating?
He's yes, bro.
That's sick.
Yes, bro.
It was when I was a kid.
What was that?
That was my 50 Cent impression.
Oh, listen, Raising Canaan. It's 2 episodes in. Go get stars. I think the only reason I have right now because Amazon was like you can get stars 3 months for $3, so 99 cents a month. That's why I got it.
Hold up.
I don't know if the deal's still going, but that's how I got it. right?
See, Fame be holding out.
Last but not least, my game suggestions. Number one, I fell in love with Gears Tactics. My God, I fell in love. I'm still playing it. And Death's Door is absolutely amazing. Those are my 2 suggestions for the week. Listen, it's been an amazing show. Shout out to everybody who came through. The Skycrow, Logix, Stefan, Fonzarelli. I'm going to keep going through this, man, because you guys came through. Gaming Vice was in here. Glorious Kev, of course. Oh No Alex, the official consultant of Level 1 Gaming. Man, you guys came through. Wing 7X. Oh, just shut the F up. Man, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys. If you guys do us a big favor, if you guys hit that like button and share the stream out and subscribe if you haven't, it really helps us out a lot. Get your gaming news from LV1Gaming.com. Go ahead, Hustle.
Fame, don't leave just yet. You gotta. Hey, one more time. Where were you earlier this week, Fame? What podcast were you on earlier this week?
Fame.
Fame. Can you
Now,
please
listen,
tell us, please?
Flex.
Honestly and truly, like, it was an absolute pleasure for Ryan McCaffrey to hit me up, and he invited me on the podcast Unlocked. He invited me on podcast Unlocked, and then a few weeks later he hit me up.
Fame showed up looking like it's picture day.
He hit me up a little later and said, "Hey man, we got podcast Unlocked tomorrow. Would love for you to be a guest." And from the moment I got in, like, those are some of the most welcoming people you can ever meet. Him, Miranda, Destin. I did my best during the podcast to get Destin to break that look on his face like he mad about his credit card report that he got. Like somebody spent a lot of money on his credit card. I got him to smile toward the end, man. Once again, Brian McCaffrey, to be in the position he is and to use his platform to highlight somebody like me in a Level 1 Gaming was big. It was a surreal experience. It was something I'm never going to forget. It's something that what he did was set my goals even higher for Level 1. From the production value, from how they do things, from their structure, to be able to see how they're doing stuff, and to allow me to be on there and to allow me to be myself and to have fun and smile and laugh. It was an experience I'll never forget. Ryan McCaffrey has agreed to come on Double XP. He'll be on in a couple of weeks. I'm super excited about that. We're also going to have Destin on as well, and also Miranda. They're going to come onto the show as well. So make sure you guys looking out for that. We'll let you guys know the exact dates that all 3 of them are coming on to Double XP Podcast. But it was a hell of an experience. I'm happy for the exposure for Level 1 Gaming. And if anyone who's watching this have come from that, thank you so much for following over from IGN to Double XP. All we ever asked for is an opportunity to entertain you. And yeah, man, it was a hell of a time, and I'm super appreciative.
Indeed, and I'm so proud of y'all. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of this black heart here. I swear I'm proud of y'all, dog. Like the way Fame, I DM'd you. I told you, y'all, what you did. That's pushing me to go harder, cuz I mean that though. I mean that, yo. Just look, I brought that up for a reason, dog. Like, don't listen. You can celebrate this moment. You always work.
That's what Baron keeps telling me to celebrate it.
You celebrate. Yeah. Hey, dog. When I took a nap and I woke back up, and when I saw you on the joint, I was like, oh, wait a minute. There's something wrong with my TV. I said, okay, cool. I'm like, okay. I said, all right. Like, no, that's good. That's good. And you got everything going, and you broke some exclusive news on here. Didn't know if you was ready for it, but I appreciate you doing it. Look at what you're doing there. Look at what y'all doing. Like, stick together.
Oh,
stick
indeed.
together.
Indeed.
Y'all straight, cuz. Y'all straight.
Indeed, man. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to flock together. We doing our thing here. And listen, with all of that said, Hustle, again, you family, you welcome to come on here anytime and rock out with us. Whatever you need, we got it. Walk in the house, you got a front door key. Come in and get what you need. We got potato chips.
Appreciate y'all.
We got soda, grape, and strawberry. Come get what you need, dog. Listen, with all that said, congratulations. You guys leveled up to 165. This was the Double XP Podcast. Make sure you guys come through tomorrow for Take 2. Make sure you guys slide through on Friday for Peep Game Podcast. On Saturday, Ready Press Play. And on Sunday, we rest. Ooh, that was difficult. We listen in the comment section. In the description down below, the Chernobylite and the Nightbook LV1 Gaming reviews are there. Please go give them a read and share them out. You guys were amazing. We'll see you guys next week. Peace. Or has
Annyeong.
I'm gonna do Hugger's heart. I got senor onions.